I think we're live. We are live. Here we are. It's Sam and Matt, and what is it? It's Tuesday, and it's the Modern Fowler Scrum, and I was off yesterday. Yeah, Matt, do you want to start and update us with how things are going with you?
Yeah, sure. Looking good. I've been working on. I still want to kill that bug where the activity tab isn't
Right.
showing up. It's actually showing up now for me in production, but without all of the commits. So I did apparently fix some problems, but not others. And I actually opened a bug in OctaKit because yesterday I thought there was a bug, but now I get different behavior when I run it inside and outside the debugger, so I don't exactly know where the bug is.
Right.
So I don't know if that's. Have you seen that before at all? You know, one place the code isn't working. When I run it through the server, and then when I debug it line by line, it's another.
It behaves differently. Yeah, well, that can often happen when there's a timing difference.
Yeah, so, timing thing.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a blocker for you. Anything else going on?
There's one other thing. I'm just working on I started working on async voter just to put some logging back in it.
Right. Yeah, that's
maybe I can get that done by tomorrow, so we could have, if we want.
Yeah. Do check, because I wonder if Raphael had an existing pull request on logging, or already merged pull requests on logging, or I don't know. I might be completely wrong. Maybe he didn't do everything. But yeah, worth checking.
Raphael opened up a new ticket on it, so I.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, maybe he didn't do it, but yeah, maybe there was the intention to do something, but it hadn't happened yet. Yeah, maybe that's where it got to. But we've got pull requests for. Yeah, he's got 3 pull requests in progress. Yeah, I guess maybe none of them actually has any logging. So yeah, cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm doing good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess so. My update is yesterday. I basically got pretty much all the features we need for the NHS Wiki set up, and wrote this training document, and I'm going to go and deliver this training, or user testing is also cool, this afternoon. I also got some stuff, made some progress on updating the MOOC and the AV102 for the new, it's optional pair programming now. And I'm just working on trying to, get the script for a re-recording of like how to use Hangouts and AV events for the AV102 course, because basically the Google stuff has changed. So I was hoping to kind of finish recording that before now, but I've failed. But I've got myself doing it. I got terribly distracted with Slack and so on. Lots of interesting things happening. But yeah, I also signed us up for this I signed up Agile Ventures for Ruby Together, which is this open source Ruby infrastructure funding.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a nice step. To come back then to the site. There's various things to talk about the site. As in the Agile Ventures website, one site, stuff that you brought up, and then also how the Hangout plugins and things and everything are not working and what's going on. The things we say is, so I'm going to be off doing this training. I don't know if I'll be back for the Scrum or potential Redeemify thing, but I guess we haven't had any input from Armando yet, so we're kind of on hold there, waiting for him to give us input. So bringing that back to the site, the changes that you made are still on staging. Nothing has been pushed to production.
Oh, it hasn't?
No, at least not that I'm aware of. I was trying to get it to work. Like I think it was on Friday, I pushed the 3 things to staging, and they're there on staging. And yeah, at the moment on staging, you don't have an activities tab, and I don't know why. Was there some other? What was the reason? I mean, I thought. Did you identify? Well, then this is the right time to get into this. But did you identify two things. There was a problem with the GitHub job failing. So I got I ran the GitHub job. So if I can find it there we go. This here, this is the output from having run the fetch GitHub commits on staging. So that kind of ran. There was certainly places where we had what have you, but it seemed to do a full run. I mean, I'm not sure. You're probably more familiar with that code than I am at the moment about whether. But so that happened. The staging code has got that fix where you've split up the two, update project and update user into separate things. Was there some other issue that was causing the activity tab not to display? Was it like a feature
I
setting?
thought,
right.
But it's very confusing. So
what was the thing that causes the activity tab to either display or not? Do we remember?
Yeah, that code looks fine. It's in a view, so I don't.
Okay, right. So there's the app, and then there's view, and then there's. So it's part of the user view, and
right.
there's the. So where is the thing that
detail ERB?
The detail ERB here basically says it's got this if presenter contributed thing, and that's basically if the contributions count is greater than 0. Right. Okay, so that sort of implies that on staging, there's now what's the contributions count? Where does contributions come from? User commit counts.
It would be useful to see if there's any contributions on staging for my ID.
Yeah, I mean
that's getting
into C minus R staging. I mean, do you have access to the staging server, for example?
Yeah, I'm just not real familiar with running.
No. But so I thought we established on the production server that basically there were just these commit counts were missing, but the commit counts are supposed to be inserted by the run of that.
Yeah, and one of the places it dies is when it's doing an insert or update. So there's multiple places I'm looking at, and it's getting confusing because the insert or update on the table doesn't seem to be working. But,
okay.
But also Octokit seems, when I trace through it, raises an exception.
Right.
And
I mean, there's fetch. There's a GitHub commits job, and so now this is the new code. Yeah. So we've got this commit count. So when we're doing update user count, which is for a particular project. Is it? I mean, I wonder there. I mean, the thing to check on here is, does your like this, or at least on staging, does your profile have the correct GitHub address? Are you members of the projects? Like the staging.
Yeah, I checked all that on my local copy of production, and
right. But that doesn't. I mean, at least like you said, we thought we'd partially fixed the problem, right? But we've deployed to staging, and we don't seem to have it. But the staging data might be some step out of date. So I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing here is we've got no GitHub. So maybe it's all working fine, and it's just that the data is out of sync. I mean, I guess maybe the action item there is we should take a fresh chunk of production data and put it onto staging.
That would be useful.
Yeah, now that's a dangerous thing to do, because you can, if you do it the wrong way round, then you end up blowing away all the production data with the staging data. So it's the kind of thing we want to be extremely careful about doing. I've done it a few times. Maybe we should leave me to do that.
Yeah, there's like 2 steps. You run a backup, and then you EG import on the backup file, right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't even need to run the latest backup. I mean, the backups are running daily as it is on.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Adventure. So let's see. Like, I'm clone production data. There's also an issue that we have I think I might fix this. The reason that we actually truncated the data on staging because it was too big and we were paying extra for it. But I think it's now. Oh yeah. I don't know. I need to go look at that and see if I need to up what we're paying on staging. Okay, so that's one thing. We'll just put that to one side for a moment. The other thing that we were talking about was what's happening with the Hangouts and things. And so the particular thing is that the Hangout plugin no longer works. So you can start but the Hangout button is still working. That was something that was unclear to me about whether that would continue to work. And we may find that the Hangout button stops working anytime. Could stop working tomorrow. Might carry on working for the next 6 months. Just no idea. I mean, there was that period before when it was not working and it was redirecting people to the YouTube Live page, and they fixed that. I mean, maybe it's going to go back. Anyway, but so in starting the Hangout like I did now, I mean, this is the video that I'm potentially going to be recording later today, goes through this process whereby, you have the Hangout itself. So starting the Hangout today, to get this to broadcast, I mean, not to broadcast, to get the pings, I take the URL from here,
right,
like leaving off everything after the question mark, and then I go to the event that I've just started, and I go to event actions and I click edit Hangout link. And if that works, then basically it provides a place where I can paste in what the Hangout link is, and then I click save, right? Now, what that does is, now in the past, that operation was done automatically by the Hangout plugin, would send back to the site and say, hello, this thing's gone live. This is the URL for the Hangout. So that doesn't happen anymore. So we have to do it manually. But now, having done it manually, it will fire off all of the things that were previously done, automatically. So it pings Slack, it sends a tweet, it does whatever, right? Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So the things it doesn't do is we don't have a thing to broadcast what the YouTube stream is. Right, I've opened a ticket for that. Like, we could set it up so that was, you pasted in another thing, and then it would broadcast and tweet that, and so on. But that's not there at the present. It also means that we don't get any ongoing telemetry from the Hangout. So in the past, the Hangout would keep running, and if it didn't keep updating the site every 2 minutes, or the site would basically adapt. Like, it would keep showing the event live as long as the Hangout was running. I think at the moment, hopefully the default behavior now, see, this is still showing, let's actually reload the page. Is it still showing the event now is live? I set it so that if you have manually started the event, probably say that it's closed now. If you've manually started the event, it will show the event as being live for the specified duration of the event, 15 minutes. So actually we've now gone over the 15 minutes, and so now it's not being shown as live anymore. Whereas before, the Hangout plugin would be pinging the site every 2 minutes, and it would stay live as long as we were in the Hangout, letting other people know that they could still join it and find us here. So it's a bit of a shame, really. I mean, and we don't. I don't know. We've spent a lot of time and energy with the Hangout integration over the years. Oh, we've got this problem that's occurring intermittently in the events thing with a timeout as well.
Right, that happened this morning.
It's happened every Monday. The last 2 weeks on a Monday it's happened. Oh, it's Tuesday now. So I don't know. They are not aware of a simple replacement for Hangouts. And I mean, there's a question about, should we be even is trying to have a setup where people can easily join Hangouts? Is that a thing to be aiming at? So many people are intimidated by the idea of actually talking face to face to each other, or that they might be recorded. That maybe sensibly going forward, we focus on just allowing people to have a good and relaxing time in Slack and have text stand-ups. I don't know. Maybe that's a better way to go. But
some of it's useful, like pinging the link so people can watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's
maybe not all of it though.
It's just a question. I think there are useful bits. I think we've managed, you know, often when it comes to resolving an issue, the question is the trade-off between the effort required to support which parts of it and the benefit we get from the individual things, which is difficult to quantify. I mean, just have to guess, really. Anyway, so there we go.
I do like the record it leaves of when people met, and you know,
yeah. It's a.
Maybe I'm the only one that.
I think there's a few of us. I think there's a few. I think a few people do use that. It's great for catch up. It's great, you know, if the videos are recorded and it's nice. The question is it sufficient that it kind of, yeah, I mean, given our limited engineering resources, where should we put them? But of course we don't have to address that right now. I mean, we should wrap up. I guess I need to go and sort out lunch. What I guess I will just try and do is maybe
Manager going again.
Say again.
Event manager. We can always work on that.
Yeah. Well, and it's I mean, maybe like building our own WebRTC solution is the thing. I mean, I kind of pushed Aresh away from that, which is maybe a mistake, because I was like, well, let's build this event manager that is this one microservice that just does the event management, doesn't, you know, and we like it farms out, whether it's Hangouts or Zoom or what have you, is other thing. But maybe, you know, if there's not a, you know, I've no idea, like Zoom is a possible alternative. I've no idea if they have an API that we could use. Yeah.
Okay.
It's anyway, we'll see. Yeah, I guess I just will maybe finish the Hangout and I'll just try and clone this data across for you so you can investigate on staging what's going on.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll maybe catch up later today. As I say, I'm not sure if I'll be back for the next round.
So just to bring up a real quickly, to bring up a like a console on staging, I just do Roku run.
Yeah, like I just did here. Yeah, it's
because I mean, I'll look at the docs, but
here we go. It's this. It's Heroku Run Rail. I mean, this is if you have staging as your
right.
I'll put it in the Slack in the website one.
Okay. Roku Run Rails C-R staging.
Oh gosh. Here we go. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right. I'll let you know when that data's cloned over.
Thanks. Okay. Bye.